Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's Maurice back again with another video. A quick one at that. We. I thought I had some time to think about another video and kind of test it out, but Fantasy Flight said, "Nah, fam, you got something else to record. Get back on it." So here I am with Wolverine. We have Wolverine that's joining the fray. We already knew he was coming, but I didn't expect this to come out this soon. I was expecting it maybe a week or two out. But here we are. With one of the more popular X Men, probably the most popular X Men that's out right now for a very long time, and I think that they did a good job with making his kit feel like what Wolverine would feel like in a battle. And I read it while I was at work, so I was already super excited to get home to talk about this. And just a long story short, I think that this guy will be the epitome of aggression. Whenever aggression cards come out, by the time you get your hands on Wolverine, you will be running uh, aggression cards towards him to see how good they are, because I think he's going to set the standard of the way that aggression should be played. Um, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So Fantasy Flight started off with the hero side first. So Wolverine 222, which is pretty good. Um, X-Men as expected. Healing factor response after the player phase begins, heal 2 damage. So this doesn't matter if you go first or not. He just automatically heals the 2 damage, which I think is pretty cool. This is what we've seen from Sabretooth. So this is a nice way with Wolverine for him to stay up, right? Like this already takes off 2 damage off of what the villain has potentially done to you or what minions have done to you, right? So you kind of have that wiggle room if you can survive these attacks to automatically heal to right off the jump. So that's beautiful, man. I'm just glad. I actually expected this to cost resources, but they were like, "Nah, you can have it for free." And I'm like, cool, I'll take it. So on his alter ego side, we have Logan, of course, with this ridiculously just a massive number for recovery. I think the highest we've seen thus far was maybe 5. I think that was coming out of Spider Ham, and now we got 6 with him. This is kind of crazy, but he is known for his regenerative skills. So here we are, and we have the setup ability for him on his alter ego side. Search your deck and discard pile for Wolverine's claws upgrade and put it into play. So it's kind of cool to see. And we'll hop into this, but you can just put it out and it's there. It's not like Black Panther's upgrade or Captain America's shield, Hawkeye's bow. Who else is similar to that? Nova with his helmet. You typically would have to spend the resource to either get it out or to put it down. And for him, you just go find it, put it into play, and it makes sense. He got the adamantium claws in his what was it, vibranium claws um in his hand. So I mean, you can't take it away from him. So here goes upgrade, and you can see it's no cost, so it's always out there, permanent weapon. Wolverine's claws, hero action, exhaust Wolverine's claws. Choose an attack event in your hand and take damage equal to its printed cost. Play that event, ignoring its resource cost. That attack gains piercing. So this is a cool way for you to just get some raw damage out at the expense of him taking damage, and you know that he gets to recover. With this one, you probably have to be careful, because I guess the good thing about it is that once it exhausts, it doesn't unexhaust till the end of the turn. Um, so even if you were playing a risky play where you wanted to just abuse using Wolverine's claws to just exhaust and unexhaust, unfortunately, I don't know if there's a way for him to unexhaust his claws. So this can be a dangerous one. So, but I think that similarly to Star Lord's ability, where he can put out a card for, or I guess for 3 less, and he takes an encounter card. This is taking damage. So, I think this opens up the opportunity for him to be able to do well in protection as well, to where he's healing himself or reducing the amount of damage that he takes. So this is going to be an interesting one. It's cool that it gains piercing. So you take a certain amount of damage, you get to play that card, and it has piercing. So That's that's a pretty solid trade, especially depending on where you want to go with, when you want to use it. So we have his adamantium skeleton. You get +4 hit points. Wolverine gains +1 attack, and his basic attacks gain piercing. That's beautiful. So this is like uh, Rocket's cyberkinetic skeleton that gives him 3 health points +1 attack. I think that might be it. But with him getting the 4 hit points, 1 attack, and piercing, that's a lot, man. For a cost of 2, that's a lot, man. And I think that he needs something like this to be able to allow his claws to be able to deal some damage to him. That allows him to be able to have that kind of high threshold for him to be able to not only take a lot of damage when he's using this ability, but give him some wiggle room to be able to allow his regenerative ability to be able to come into play, and it actually has some weight under it to where you're being able to get more uses out of it. That's a beautiful thing. Speaking of regenerative healing, here we go with with his next card, superpower. So he has action choose. You can either heal 4 damage from your identity, which is phenomenal. Discard each stun and confuse from your identity. That's also amazing. And the cool thing is an action, not an alter ego or hero action. So you can do this regardless of uh, what form you're in, whether it's alter ego or hero. And it's a 1 cost, which is one cost to heal 4 damage is ridiculous, as well as discarding a stun and a confuse. Oh my goodness, man! They really trying to give Wolverine a lot of favor with this game, man. This is crazy. So we got his 4 cost upgrade. I got better superpower. So it's an interrupt when you would be defeated by an enemy attack. Instead, set your hit point dial to 5, ready your identity, and discard this card. Um, this is fair, and this is why, because I think there's only two. I want to say there's only 2 heroes that have a card similar to this. So there's Captain America with his helmet, and that's if he, when his dial would be set to 0 and be defeated, it puts it back up to 1, and you would have to discard it, and it's a 1 cost. And I believe Drax have one, but I have a feeling his is like either go to 4 or 6 and discard it. So this one, and I think it costs 2. With this one, it's a 4 cost. You go back up to 5, ready your identity, and discard that card. So you can just flip over and heal, and then go right to um and go right to full health. Or if you have uh his skeleton up, adamantium skeleton, then that'll put you, I guess, within a close enough to where he's full health. And that's not even counting if you have like downtime or endurance. So there's a lot of value in this card, and I'm glad that they put it at a 4, so it's not too rigged, because you get so much with this, and it's a superpower, so it looks like their focus might be a good one for him. So we got Berserker Barrage. It's a 2 cost event. Hero action attack. So it's deal 4 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats an enemy, you may take 2 damage. Repeat this ability. Oh wow! So this is like melee on steroids, where you do 3 damage to one enemy and 3 damage to another one. That's actually kind of cool. But you have to take 2 damage for it. So I don't think that's a fair trade. That's a fair trade. This feels like the recklessness of Wolverine, right? So I think that's fair. I feel like it's kind of broken, but I'm gonna roll with fair right now. So he got this 3 cost event, slice and dice. Make the following 2 attacks in order. So you deal 3 damage to an enemy, 3 damage to an enemy. It's essentially melee, but um, they count as attacks. Yep. So those are 3 separate attacks. So that's, yeah. So this is nothing we haven't seen before. So we got lunging strike. So it's an 8 cost, deal 8 damage to an enemy. If you exhausted Wolverine's claw to play this attack gains overkill. It's not bad. So it's pretty much what we've seen from Thor. But this one seems to have maybe a little heavier cost. Would you having the exhaust for it? Because that'd be three damage that you have to do to get that. So that's not too bad. I think that for his kit it works. Like I think it's extremely thematic for his kit, so it works. So we got tracked by scent. That's actually a cool photo. Superpower thwart. Hero action thwart. Remove three threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, draw two cards. This is actually pretty cool because I like that, especially if you run aggression with them. I think you'll pay for that. The card where it's a one cost, depending on how much damage you take from an enemy, you remove that amount of threat from a scheme, up to five. So paired with that card, this allows you to be able to set up some of those schemes to where you can use track by scent to remove that three and be able to draw two cards. I think there's definitely some other um, combos with it, more than likely Injustice, but that'll be a cool way to pair with this card. And that's not bad, having that second additional kicker, because 2 for 3 is okay, but if it's the last one and you get to draw two cards, oh, that's beautiful. Like it. Then we got Battle Fury. This is the same year as the original Battle Fury. So after you defeat a minion, deal a damage to yourself and ready. So this is definitely a him kind of card. That's awesome that they're starting to take some of these older cards and put X-Men X-Men graphics to them. So I think that's beautiful. That's actually really cool. We got Precision Strike. So it's a one cost attack event. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, heal 2 damage from your hero. This this definitely works for him. I like that. They got Cyclops in it. A focused attack is often more effective than brute force. Definitely a slide at definitely a slide at Wolverine, because those two have a beautiful relationship. But yeah, this is pretty good. I think that this is definitely something that works well with a lot of the aggression heroes, because you typically have to stay up in hero form for you to be effective in aggression. So this is something that kind of helps you stay up in hero form much longer if you're trying to rush down an enemy or just keep that scheme from going crazy. Mean Swing. This is the same as what we've seen before, but we got some Wolverine art, which is beautiful, where you exhaust a weapon, get +3 attack forward if you're doing a basic attack. So that works beautiful. Warrior skill. This is new. Oh, Psylocke. Okay. So uses 3 warrior counters on it. 2 cost upgrade. When your hero attacks, remove 1 warrior counter from here. That attack deals 1 additional damage. That's not bad. Like it's essentially 2 for 3 damage across 3 different iterations of damage. Especially and it's an interrupt. So looks like, yeah, it doesn't exhaust, so you can just use it as you please. So I guess this is the aggression version of energy barrier. I support it. So I guess that the thwarting one is coming soon. Psylocke, there we go. So she's a 4 cost ally. Let's see, 2 and 1 consequential. Okay, so when she enters, she gets 2 psionic counters on her. When Psylocke attacks an enemy, remove 1 psionic counter, confuse that enemy, and deal 1 damage to it. Okay. So she's similar to Iron Fist. That's not bad, because that gives you that opportunity to roll down. It does some extra damage, but it gives you a chance to roll down to keep so much scheming from happening. So this is actually gonna be a really good card. Colossus, here we go. Reduce the cost to play Colossus by 1 if your identity has a mutant or X-Men trait, and he comes in with toughness. He's gonna be beautiful with Cyclops. So your boy is always happy about that. So he got the 3 attack, 1 thwart, 1 consequential here, but 2 here with the 3 health costs. That's not bad. I think that's a lot of value that you're getting out of that 4 cost. 3 if you're mutant or X-Men, which means that you'll be able to play them either get that reduced cost either in alter ego or hero form. So more times than not, he'll probably just be a 3 cost, which is fine. But if you just want him as a chump blocker for 2 turns, especially in solo play, this will be a solid one. That's actually not a bad card. Fastball special. It's an aerial attack team up with Colossus and Wolverine. Oh, I love that picture, man. Imagine this dude being thrown at you at the speed of a bullet, bro. That'd be wild. It's a hero action attack. Deal X damage to an enemy, where X is the total attack of Colossus and Wolverine. This attack gains overkill and piercing. You don't even have to exhaust anything. It's just a 1 cost, 1 for 6 overkill and piercing. That's kind of crazy. Oh, there's gonna be some amazing. Oh, that's gonna be fire. I support that, and I hope that as the game go along, they continue to do these team up cards. So I think that they do add a lot of value to the game, and there's a lot of heroes who are normally around each other. So I would like to see more team ups, even if it's to, I would love to see like a Spider Woman, Captain Marvel one. I don't think that they have their own. I'd even go Iron Man and Cap. Just bring out these different uh, these different team up cards. I think that this is a cool opportunity to really uh, allow this part of the game to shine, especially with how common or go crazy with it. Where to I think it'd be cool to have something like list like 4 or 5, like the Avengers, right? And if you have some combination of these guys, then do this. If you have 2 of these names, do this. If you've got 3 of them, do this. If you got 4, then do this. I think that'd be a super cool way. But I'm just a gamer. So here go Deathstrike. I don't know if this isn't his nemesis. So I guess she'll be like what do you call it? I guess she'll be one of the packs that come with him. Maybe he doesn't have a nemesis set. That'd be interesting. But anyways, we got a quick strike. She's an elite reaver with 1 scheme to attack, 6 HP. Let's see. Force response after Lady Deathstrike attacks and damages a character. That character's owner discards 1 random card from their hand. Oh, okay, nothing too crazy. We've seen this before. Wait, is it a character? Damages a character. Okay, so that does change. Okay. So she's got the adamantium upgrades attached to an enemy without a copy of adamantium upgrades attached. Otherwise, this card gains surge. Attached enemies attack. Attached enemies attacks. Struggling today. Gain piercing. Hero action. Spend. Let's see. We got energy, mental, physical resource. Discard this card. Okay. And she gets +2. Oh, +2 with piercing. That's nasty. Hack and slash. So discard 1 random card from your hand and take damage equal to the number of printed resources. Discard one. Discard 1 random. Okay, that's not too bad. Then the boost is discard 1 random card and take damage. Alright, so it's the same thing. Alright. Yeah, so that's all of Wolverine. I think that he's definitely going to excel in aggression and protection, which are 2 aspects that I love. Man, he's just going to be a powerhouse. He's definitely going to be a hero where, man, how can I put this? He's going to be a hero that's definitely going to be able to rush a villain down pretty quickly. Um, I mean, we've seen this before. Star Lord is like a top tier, and that Hulk is amazing at it. She Hulk is amazing at it. We get some pretty cool X-Men in this one. So as X-Men continue to evolve into this game, Cyclops will get better with it. These are definitely some cards that are borderline tailor made for Wolverine. So I'm excited, man. This is gonna be super fun to be able to play with him. Overall, yeah, I think he's going to be a top tier hero both in power rankings and in popularity. I think it's going to take people a minute to get accustomed to hurting themselves to be able to do some things. But I think especially once he gets built up with his adamantium skeleton and maybe an endurance to boost his health up to like 17. So he just become a monster, man. So this is definitely a good set. I remember hearing recently, I think it was on Mr. Rao's gaming stream yesterday, where he was talking about, well, where they were talking about the X-Men. They were talking about how maybe Marvel Champions, or well, I guess Fantasy Flight. Man, I'm struggling today. Fantasy Flight should have introduced X-Men as their own new kind of introduction to the game. It should have been a new kind of core set to the game, to where for people there's such a huge fervor for X-Men, so you can throw X-Men on almost anything and it'll sell. So, from people loving the comics, people loving the movies, people loving the TV shows, the video games that's associated with them. And I think that could have worked, to where it's, you don't have to buy the core set. But I think with the core set, with the villains that come with it, with the heroes that come with it, there is a decent amount of variability with that. So I'm still kind of on the fence with that idea. I don't think that it would be a terrible idea to have people start off with the X-Men core set of Marvel Champions. But yeah, because especially with the villains that's coming out with it, Fantasy Flight already got some interesting business choices. But what's funny is I think that with the expansions, I think that you get so much value out of the big box expansions, because you got heroes that normally cost like $16 to $18, and then you've got the villain sets, the scenario packs that are normally 18 to $21, right? So, if you were to get two heroes and five villains that way, you're easily paying over $100. But with the way that they have things set up here, I think that this is the way to go, and it allows, and with the cadence that they've been releasing things, it allows them to kind of think things through. As you can see with these heroes so far, I think that they are all different enough to where you can call them unique. They do favor. There's a few of them that favor other heroes, but they all feel like themselves at the end of the day, especially with some of the Nemesis sets that's out there, as well as their kit just being totally different. So I'm excited to be able to play as Wolverine. I think that he's going to just skyrocket up my list pretty quickly, because he plays a play style that I heavily enjoy. He comes with some pretty good cards, and anytime you come with some amazing aggression cards, it always makes me happy. Being a huge Thor fan, I love playing Black Panther in aggression, and of course Hulk. The more you make Hulk better, the happier I am. So let me know what you all think. Do you like Wolverine from what you've seen here, or maybe there's something that I didn't quite expound on or talk about that maybe you think should be shined? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to hear you out and interact with you on the video. And yeah, I think that Fantasy Flight once again is just knocking it out the park. I think that this is going to be a super fun game, a super fun hero to be able to play. You can just put this in front of somebody and just let them go wild, man. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage. It's going to be fun seeing what the community come up with in terms of the amount of damage you can do from him, and to kind of rig his regenerative healing with his with his hero ability. So it's gonna be fun, especially like playing up against Sabretooth, knowing that you got Wolverine that'll be there. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. But and thank you for stopping by. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Once again, this is Maurice, and I appreciate you for stopping by. Have a blessed day.